Hi, and welcome you all. In this video tutorial, we will discuss the configuration of the command line interface and management port. Let's begin by familiarizing ourselves with the command line. To access your firewall, use your terminal or any other software that allows SSH access. Enter your account credentials and press enter. Once you have successfully logged into the firewall, you will see a prompt ending with the greater than symbol. The first part of the prompt indicates the account logged into the current session, followed by the host name of the firewall. The greater than symbol signifies that you are in operational mode. If you wish to switch to a different mode, simply type the corresponding command mode. Let's try moving to configuration mode. To switch modes, type configuration and press enter. The prompt symbol will change from greater than to hash. To exit and quit the current mode and return to the previous one, use the exit or quit command. To clear the screen, use the shortcut Ctrl+L. To view all possible commands for the current mode, use the question mark symbol. The question mark will provide you with the list of all possible commands related to the current mode. So if you are in operational mode, the possible commands in the operation mode might be slightly different from the configuration mode and so on. If you type the first letter of a command such as S followed by a question mark, it will display all possible commands starting with the letter S. If you type the complete word and press the question mark, it will provide you with a list of all possible actions associated with that command. Now let's learn how to explore and configure the management port. To view the IP address configuration of the management port, enter the command show interface management in the CLI. This command will display the IP configuration as well as traffic-related counters for this interface. You can copy the displayed IP address and use it to access the firewall GUI. Switch to your browser, enter the IP address, and put your login credential. Click on the login button to access the GUI. If you want to explore the management configuration from the GUI, navigate to the Device tab, select Setup, and then choose Interface. Click on the management interface and a settings window will open displaying the current configuration. Currently, the interface is set to DHCP, and it is important to note that the management interface on the VM series is set to DHCP client by default. You can also observe the services running on the management port. HTTPS and SSH are used for access, while ping is enabled to accept incoming ping requests on the management port. Let's try to initiate ping to the management of the firewall, and as you can see, the ping is working as expected, and I can get a response from the management port of the firewall. Let's try to disable ping and click on the OK button to save the configuration. However, if you go back to the initiated ping, you will notice that the ping is still running. And why is this happening? It's because saving the configuration is different from committing it. You need to commit the changes for them to take effect on the firewall. Let's try to commit this configuration. Click on the commit button located at the top right of the window, and the commit window will appear. Leave everything as it is and click commit. We will discuss the commit settings later. Once the commit process is complete, go back to the ping window. You will see that the request now result in a request timed out. Now, if you want to change the management settings, or if DHCP is not enabled in your environment and you want to assign an IP address to your management port using CLI, you can connect to the firewall console and switch from operational mode to configuration mode, then apply the following command. The first command you need to apply is set device config system type static. This command allows you to switch the interface from DHCP to a static IP configuration. After executing the first command, add the second command, set device config system IP address, give the management IP net mask, set the proper net mask for this IP address, and define your default gateway. If you would like to add DNS server, you can also use DNS setting and give your primary DNS server. We will talk about DNS later. So for now, let's skip DNS and put the proper configuration for this command. Once the commands have been executed on your firewall, it's now to commit these changes on the firewall. So type commit to commit the changes. The commit command will provide you with the ID of your job task, which is 5 for now. You can press Ctrl plus C to exit the commit mode. Once the commit process is complete, go back to the GUI, refresh the page, and then click on the management port again. You will see that the new configuration is now in effect on the firewall. Let's revert the ping settings back and commit the configuration once again on the firewall. Alright, that's all for today's video. See you in the next one.